Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2018 general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. And thank you for all your likes, shared, subscribes, for continuing to follow my YouTube channel. Keep it up. You guys are brilliant. Thank you for your comments as well. And to my regular clients and my new clients for always keeping me so joyfully occupied and fulfilled with those personal readings. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you haven't read with me before, you've forgotten the information, you can get more information and my contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on the little About button, and that'll give you some more information about what I do and how to contact me. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. Turnaround time for personal readings is pretty fast. It's usually within a 2-week period of time or so, live or recorded. For fast answers to those quick, easy questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that's also with my contact details. You can also find all of that stuff on the description bar of all the videos I post. I do a wide variety of readings in all main areas of life. Love and romance, work, career, finance, spirituality issues, messages from channeled messages from passed on loved ones, and as well as specific spreads like love and compatibility, reconciliation chances, and 6 and 12-month overviews to see what's coming in your life over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. So email me and I'd be delighted to work with you. I know my background has changed slightly. I'm not traveling right now, but I'm currently doing readings from my couch or my bed because I had foot surgery a couple of weeks ago. And while it doesn't affect the work I do with all of you wonderful subscribers or my clients, in fact, I have a little more downtime. I have to keep my leg elevated, which is impossible to do at my desk. So that's why it looks a little different in the background. And actually, for those of you reaching out for personal readings, I have a little more downtime than I'm usually used to, so I can probably fit some of you in a little bit quicker. All right, let's move right into this. Remember, these are general readings. They're going to resonate differently because there's so many of you watching. Make sure to watch your rising and your moon sign videos as well. This is for the water sign of Pisces for April 2018. Our lovely mercurial fish, Pisces. Let's see what April has in store for you. So we begin with the 10 of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups, followed by the 9 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, followed by the 5 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords, followed by the Star. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance for the month of April, Pisces, is the 10 of Wands. Let's take a look here. We have 2 Pentacles, 2 Swords, 3 Cups, and 1 Wand. So there's a little more water energy, which means a little more emotional energy. Swords is air energy. We have 2 of those and 1 pentacle, 2 pentacles. So an even 1 wand card, which is fire. I always look at elemental energy to kind of see what the balance of energy is. It looks like there's not an overabundance. There's a little bit more emotional energy than air energy and anything else, but looks like a fairly even month. Looks like something is coming to an end that needs to, or a burden or a weight is coming to an end. You may feel kind of a bit tired and worn out, Pisces, but something is definitely wrapping up or coming to an end or a culmination point, because that's your overall energy with the 10 of Wands. 10s in the tarot represent cycles ending or something culminating or achieving. And you can see this man is holding 10 wands, which looks like it's a pretty heavy burden because he can't even stand up straight. But he's at the 10. His head is up and he's looking at that destination point where he's going to be able to lay this burden down, stand up, and take a deep breath. Sometimes when this card comes up, it can just represent feeling very overwhelmed and tired and kind of bogged down and burdened. Or that's something that has been causing you to feel that way, even if it started out as positive, you know, maybe has turned into somewhat of a burden, if not an actual cross to bear. It's coming to an end. It's time to lay it down. So that's your overall energy for April. Your cards are really quite lovely and quite beautiful. It looks like, you know, even though you may be feeling kind of tired and worn out off and on during the month, you've put a lot of work into something which looks like it's paying off. We have a beautiful combination of cards at the beginning of April, though I am recording these in the end of March. And as I always say, time is fluid in general readings. Some of you, this might be going on a little earlier or a little bit later. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups for the first week. So another 10, we have two 10s here. So it's definitely something wrapping up or coming to a culmination or achievement phase. The Ten of Pentacles, Pentacles is earth energy, and in the tarot it often manifests in the earthly part of our life, meaning the day-to-day practical, see, touch, feel, tangible part of our life. Things like money, finance, property, real estate, home, job, etc. Historically, the Ten of Pentacles was considered the inheritance card. So for some of you, it could mean an actual inheritance or the division, the settlement of an estate or division of an estate. Maybe something's getting passed down to you. So it could be, you know, that which has that culmination, wrapping up feeling. It can mean family money, family home, family business, family estate. What does inheritance really mean? It means something that gives, something now that gives a sense of abundance and prosperity. But it's there because of the long, slow accumulation of what built it up, what went before it, all the work and effort that went into building up all of these, whatever these pentacles represent. So for some of you, it could be actual, you know, this could be actual dollars and cents or property or family home or family business, family money of some kind. As I always say in general readings, the details and specifics may vary. For some of you, this might be strictly in the career or money or property area of your life. For others, it might be in relationships, but the energy remains the same. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Cups. So cups is water energy, and in the tarot, this is emotional energy. It usually manifests in the emotional area of our life that has to do with our feelings and also relationships, all different kinds of relationships. Aces represent the beginning, the number one. So they always represent the promise or potential beginning of something new. This could be, sometimes the Ace of Cups represents new love and romance, meeting somebody new. It could be a new beginning on an emotional level, like the heart opening up again. New emotional beginnings which have the promise and potential to really grow and manifest into something beautiful that makes you feel very uplifted, very happy, very positive. Some of you, it could be new love and romance as well. Aces are kind of like the blessing in a spread. They always kind of add a little bit of extra, a little shot, a little extra bit of love and blessings and uplifting to the cards that surround it. So for some of you, definitely something is coming to an end, and endings are always followed by beginnings. Birth always follows death. That's the way it works. So something is definitely wrapping up, and for a lot of you, this has to do with, it could have a strong connection to home and family. Perhaps some of you are leaving home. Some of you are, you know, some of you may have children leaving home, and it represents a new beginning for both them and you. Some of you may be leaving home to get married or to move in with someone, you know, new, or, you know, a newer kind of relationship. I'm actually getting that somebody met somebody new at their family business. I don't know whether it's maybe a vendor or a client or something like that, but I'm getting that somebody met somebody new at their family business, or perhaps it was a family reunion or family business. I'm kind of getting, that's kind of interesting. But for others of you, regardless of the details of how this resonates in your life, the energy is the same. Something is coming to an end, or this, and I believe it's a successful completion of something. Some of you may even be selling a family home, a family business of some kind, and this enables you, gives you the resources to begin something new. Some of you may be actually receiving an inheritance of some kind, but again, there's a new beginning which follows it that has you leaving very emotional, positive, happy, uplifted, however the details play out. So next we have the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Cups around the second week or so. So here you are, Pisces, Queen of Cups. Some of you, this could represent another water sign individual that may be significant for you during the month of April 2018. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. For a lot of you, this is just going to resonate as you being exactly who you are. It's showing up as a queen, but it's a general reading. Could also be male as well. This is somebody who it's Queen of Cups. And remember that queens and kings represent individuals who've reached the mastery of their suit, meaning they've reached a balanced, stable, mature place with the character traits of their suit. So Cups is emotions, water, emotions, feelings, relationships. So the Queen of Cups as an individual would represent somebody who is very in touch with his or her emotions, but don't allow the emotions to rule them. They're emotionally stable and grounded. They're often able to keep their head when everybody around them is still losing theirs, because they've matured through the page energy and the knight energy. Definitely loving and nurturing, always knows the right thing to say. I often get a sense of maternal energy off the Queen of Cups, but not always. I used to pull her often from my mother. So this is also somebody who's deeply spiritual and intuitive on just an energetic level. When the Queen of Cups shows up, it's almost always a good idea to take a step back and touch base with your feelings, your intuition, your gut instinct. How do you really feel? What is your intuition telling you about something? And to stay in connection with that as well. But for others of you, this could just be that you are kind of in this lovely, kind of balanced, emotionally balanced and stable place as well. And you're just in touch with your emotions, your intuition. And you are also a source of nurturing and loving stability to any and all people around you as well. So the Queen of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Cups. Great card. Aries pulled this card as well. The Nine of Cups is one of the wish fulfillment cards, sometimes called the winning the lottery card. It is a card that represents getting what you want. The cautionary advice always to that is to be careful about what we wish for, because you know, sometimes we get it and we find out it's not everything we thought it would be. So always exercise a little caution there. But it's about your cups overflowing, getting what you want, and it's just an overflowing sense of abundance. As you can see, this man has more than enough to eat, more than enough to drink. His cups are overflowing, and he's feeling so, you know, joie de faire. He wants to share it with everybody. His cups are overflowing, and he just wants to share it with friends and family and everybody. So definitely a joyful wish fulfillment card. So whatever is coming to an end and this new beginning, whether it's in the money, financial, job aspect of your life, or home and family, or love and romance, or something which has a combination of all of those, because it's a general reading. General readings can be tricky that way. Something is definitely ending or culminating. There's a new beginning, and boy, does it have you really feeling a sense of emotional abundance, overabundance. And the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups is a card of like the happy home, happily ever after card too. The Nine of Cups is abundance that sometimes speaks of a more visceral, sensual, physical abundance, like food and drink and money, and you know, having kind of a sense of overabundance in your external surroundings, which has you feeling very happy. Whereas the graduation in the Ten of Cups is that, but it has more of a spiritual, emotional connection as well. So it looks like, however that resonates for you, Pisces, by the second week of April, you're feeling definitely your cups are overflowing in one way or another. I do get the sense that some of you are getting some kind of that this sense of abundance is actually coming from something concrete. Financial, job, work, retirement. Even some of you may be retiring and starting out on something new, and you have a really great like retirement package or something underneath you. It looks like you're moving ahead into some new beginning, and the resources to do that is not an issue. So next to that, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. This is an interesting card. It looks like the Eight of Pentacles I often call my worker bee card, the work card. Pentacles is earth energy, and in the tarot this often represents in the earthly part of our life. Tangible things we can see and touch and feel. Often it's things like money, finance, property, resources, job, etc. It can also, of course, you can translate any of this energy into any area of your life. The energy always remains the same. It could represent in the emotional or relationship area of your life, or something that you care deeply about, putting a lot of work and effort into it, because that's its fundamental energy. This man is working hard, getting up early, staying up late, maybe being at the office when nobody else is there, because he has a vision, a goal, a dream, something he's working towards, and he's already on the 8th pentacle. If 10s are completion, 8 represents, you can see all these other pentacles he's worked so hard on. He's slowly but surely building up a solid, steady sense of abundance. This can mean repetitive work or working a lot. Maybe one of the reasons why some of you have been feeling kind of tired, you've been putting a lot of time into work. Or by work, it doesn't necessarily mean a 9-to-5 job for those of you who perhaps don't work or don't work outside the home. By work, I mean what you do on a day-to-day basis, the effort that you put into your life to sustain your day-to-day life. If you're a homemaker or a housewife or house husband, this is the day-to-day work that you put into your everyday life, taking care of yourself, your home, your family, and all the thousand myriad details of what is required to sustain that life. That is what I mean by work. It covers everyone. Or even if you're, not working, you're independently wealthy, whatever you put into your day-to-day life, whatever you care about that you work hard at. And some of you may be feeling, especially those of you who may be retiring or moving out of a particular project or something which you have just worked long and hard at. That's one of the reasons why you're feeling tired. But it has really served you well, the efforts that you're putting into it. And the 8 of Pentacles represents that effort, that work. Now it's clarified by the 5 of Swords. Swords is air energy. So in the tarot, this is energy. Air energy is usually about what goes on up in our heads, our words, our ideas, and how that affects the way we see, relate, and communicate with the world and people in the world. Our belief systems, our perspectives and perceptions. That affects what we say, what we do, how we communicate. The 5 of Swords is technically a card of victory. I say technically because the question which always accompanies the 5 of Swords is winning worth it? Did you just win or come out ahead on top? But perhaps it cost you relationships. You can see that the man on this card has just finished a battle or a challenge of some kind. He's the victor. His opponents or foes or challengers are on the ground behind him, defeated. He's gathered up all their weapons, i.e. their ability to hurt him, and he's holding his own weapon aloft in victory. But if you really look at this card, and everything on a tarot card, believe it or not, from the colors to the designs to the actual people, everything is symbolic. I mean, you could spend 50 hours just on one card. So it's a victorious card, but if you really start looking at the details of it, I mean, the colors are still kind of a bit bleak. He looks tired, worn out, exhausted. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This is a battle which has cost quite a bit. And the accompanying question is always, if you won, was it worth it? Sometimes in work, this card represents being ambitious and getting to the top, but stepping on other people in order to do it. And is that really worth it? Sometimes, and it can just represent a hard-won victory battle that was well worth the effort, but you had to fight for everything that you got. So is it worth it? Was it worth it? Is it worth it? Sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes it's no. It's really, depends on what's going on in your life. So something you've been putting a lot of work and effort into, whether it's an actual job or just what sustains your day-to-day life, your day-to-day relationships, what's important and significant to you, the effort that you put into it. It's paid off for you. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is a victory to which the answer would be yes, it was worth it. It was worth every wound, every scratch, every bump, every sleepless night, everything. Some of you it may not be, but for I think the majority of you, because no card is a standalone. You look at, you have to channel, tune into your intuition, your connection with the divine to see what you feel, but also look at the cards surrounding it to help clarify things. And your cards are so beautiful. This looks like, I mean, it almost looks like a classic retirement thing, something you've worked long and hard at. You're tired, you're ready to be done. You're tired with what you've been doing. You're excited about starting something new, but you're really ready to stop doing what you have been doing, even though it has served you well. So at or towards the end of April 2018, we have the 4 of Swords and the Star. What a lovely way to end the month. I would like to end every month this way. Well, maybe not exactly this way, but So the Four of Swords is a card of rest and respite. Sometimes this can represent feeling kind of tired and worn out too. You can see this man is taking a temporary withdrawal from battle. These three swords, which represent whatever he's been engaged in, are still there, pointed down at him, and his own sword is lying by his hand, close by should he need it. He's not completely taken all of his armor off, but he's taken some of it off, his visor, his gloves, his gauntlets. And for the time being, he's not engaged in conflict of any kind because he needs to rest, recharge, restore, take a step back, maybe get a different perspective, seek out some guidance, restoration, some peace, a lull. And so some of you, this may still be an ongoing thing as well. Some of you, it may be an ongoing work thing, which you may have had to struggle and fight for every step of the way. Perhaps you've been engaged in a difficulty or struggle or even a litigation with something to do with work or a company or something of some kind. And for some of you, the battle might be not quite over yet, but if it's coming to an end. If it hasn't ended already, it's definitely coming to an end. And even though it has cost a lot every step of the way, it has definitely been worth it. Towards the end of the month, you may be taking some time out because you just need to take some time out. But the Four of Swords is clarified with the Star, one of my favorite major arcana cards. This is a card of renewed hope, faith, optimism in divine timing and guidance in the path that you're on. Even if you can't see more than a step or two in front of you, it's trusting that as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, doing your part, that Spirit will meet and match you every step of the way, and that the path that you're on leads to joy and fulfillment. It's having that childlike faith and confidence, walking in faith, knowing that you're on the right path, and trusting that as long as you do your part, that everybody else is going to do theirs, i.e. God, Spirit, your angels and guides. It's a wish fulfillment card, but it's a card about having faith in wish fulfillment, faith in what you're doing. And I say renewed hope, faith, and optimism because I usually see the Star card show up after a period of darkness or challenge or sickness or breakup or struggle. It's kind of like, you know, winter into spring, sickness into health, darkness into light. It's like you wake up one day and go, yeah, it's still out there for me. I can still do this. Renewed hope, faith, and optimism. Because even though it looks like it's been one heck of a struggle, Pisces, the efforts that you have put into it have served you well and will continue to serve you well moving forward. Beautiful, beautiful, powerful reading. So Pisces, that pretty much wraps up your April 2018 general readings. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal, tailored just for you, one-on-one reading, for more information on my contact details, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that About button. You can also find that info attached to the description of all the videos I post. Email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you and set up a reading, almost always within a 2-week period of time. And because I have a little extra downtime from my foot right now, I can probably fit some of you in maybe a little bit sooner. We'll see. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the mid-month readings. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo for it's not like traditional readings, it's for those quick, simple questions that you need a fast answer to under Irish Gypsy. That's also all with my contact details. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks for the April mid-month readings, and until then, Pisces, as always, know that I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.